Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alicia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. Welcome back to the Soulfire Podcast, where today we're talking about being fake. And it hit me because I decided to remove my eyelashes, like the ones that they have to like glue into your lashes. I decided it was time to take them off and take a break. Now, first I want to talk about why I made this decision. And then I want to talk about the different effects it's had on me that I didn't realize that was going on. And then I want to tie that to how you're making those decisions and not even realizing it either. Okay. So I decided that I realized that I no longer do eye makeup. I just put on, like, if I'm doing my makeup, and it has to be for like a bigger event or like a nice date night out, I do like my face, foundation. I will put some eyeshadow on my eyebrows to color them in, some blush and some lip tints, and that's it. Now, that's kind of a lot for like a full do-up. If I'm doing a out the door, it's eyebrows, cheeks, and lip tints. But most days, I do nothing. And there was a time where I used to do my eye makeup all the time, or pretty regularly, I should say. And I just didn't do that anymore. And so I got to thinking about how much I used to love my Urban Decay glitter eyeliner. I love that stuff. I haven't wore Urban Decay glitter eyeliner in 5 years. I didn't necessarily love doing eyeshadow. It's never been a favorite of mine, but I did love the way that it looked, when I would do that every now and then. And so I got to thinking about some of the things that I used to love doing or, wearing that Urban Decay glitter eyeliner that I no longer wear. I was thinking about how anytime I go to get a facial, it's like an edited facial because they can't really use the steam, and then they kind of use it and they have acid, and my face isn't really, getting that aspect, which is not the end of the world, right? But anytime anybody's doing anything on my face, I'm like, oh my God, the oils are going to get on my eyelashes and they're going to ruin them. I go and get weekly massages, and those start with me face down, and I feel like it's just pulling on my eyelashes the whole time. It's like this constant reminder of they're there, right? But not only that, the other things that I used to enjoy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take them off. And that's a whole, to do all in and of itself. But what I didn't realize is the self-image it had given me. Now, I've always felt like I was beautiful. I never have been the type of person that looked at my face and was like, you're so ugly, you have wrinkles here, or this or that. I've noticed, I feel like as I get older that my nose looks bigger, but I don't know, that could just be, a weird thing with me. Or that I've always had a huge nose and never really realized it. I'm not sure. But now that my eyelashes are pretty much gone, I look in the mirror and I like, man, you look tired. You don't look right. You're not as pretty as you were with them. And I caught myself this morning and I was like, no, because you're pretty all natural most of the time. Like, I would say 90% of the time I have on no lip color, no makeup, no nothing. I just have my eyelashes done and I just go like that. But I think all of this compounding of inaction has created a version of laziness in me too, a version of not really wanting to take that extra action for myself in like all different areas. I've noticed a lot more of not feeling like fill in the blank, especially getting ready for the day. It's like, oh my God, it's just a chore to like get myself motivated to shower. Now I'm not depressed. I have other things that I want to do. I feel motivated in other ways, but that sort of, quote unquote personal care action in that way, I'm like, "Meh, I don't feel like it. So I really have to say, no, you're going to feel so much better after. You're going to feel refreshed after. You'll have new ideas, right? And I really feel like this whole journey started like not really giving a fuck journey on this side of it started from getting fake eyelashes on. And so then I was thinking about the fact that when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, like, you look weird, you're not as pretty as you were. What did you do? I said to myself, knock it off. Those eyelashes don't depict how beautiful you are, with your natural beauty and who you are. And you've never been that kind of person. You've never been the kind of person who said to yourself that because you didn't have makeup on, or you didn't do this to your face, or didn't do that to your face, that affected your beauty. And then it started me to thinking about the fake eyelashes gave me a false sense of beauty with myself. And then I trailed into makeup for other people, and, how much makeup people wear on a regular basis to really cover up their beauty, and how it gives you this fake version of yourself that you think is beautiful, that you love to look at in the mirror, or when someone says, "Man, you're so pretty." It's the makeup that's on, right? And then I moved into the thought process of, well, if we're physically taking action to edit the truth of, our actual beauty, how much more fakeness is coming from us in our day-to-day actions in life? But not only that, how much of it is happening that we don't even realize? Because I didn't realize that having the fake eyelashes gave me this false sense of what my beauty was. I didn't realize that until I took them off. And then how I was thinking about myself when I would look in the mirror, and I thought, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, that's crazy that you're thinking like that about yourself, right? So, in what other ways and in what other areas of your life are you speaking and acting and showing up differently that you don't realize that you are, because you made a change that you didn't think was that big of a deal, but it's really impacted everything? And so I say this because I think that there are a lot of small decisions that are being made in life that you think are not very, that they're not that big of a deal. They're not that important. But these small decisions, i.e., putting on fake eyelashes, can create a ripple effect that if you're not paying attention, you don't even know is going on. I've had fake eyelashes for 4 years. And I didn't know that the way I viewed myself had changed. I didn't realize that that was different. I mean, nothing else on my face is different, right? And all I got to do is get some lash serum on here. My eyelashes will grow longer again. They've never really been that long, which was my reason for doing it. Plus, not wanting to put on mascara every day, not realizing that it would take away wearing eyeshadow and having fun there, and, going to Sephora and buying makeup. Like, it took away an entire experience that I didn't realize wearing fake eyelashes was going to take away, because it was one small decision that had a huge impact. And again, I've noticed over the years, like, gosh, I miss going into Sephora and, shopping for my eye colors and shopping for my Urban Decay glitter liner. I miss that. And I knew that I missed doing that, but it was like, "Meh, whatever," right? But now it's like this come full circle of, that was an experience that I enjoyed, something that got me out of the house, something that I went and did for me. Like, it was more than just glitter eyeliner. It was more than the mascara or the primer or whatever it turned into a whole experience for me, a whole experience for my family that has it's been a completely edited experience. And I would say it hasn't been for the better, because my whole point was to do it so I didn't have to put on mascara, but now I don't do any of that. Now, I don't say any of this to say that, like, if you wear makeup, it's a bad thing, because it's not. I mean, whatever. It's up to you. It's your choice. It's your thing. I do say this to say, be careful though, what the small decisions that you're making are creating a big impact on your self esteem, your self love, how you view yourself, like literally looking at yourself in the mirror. These actions are changing all of that, with all of the different things that we can do now to change the way we look, from um hair extensions, and I don't know, like there's so much. I don't even know. I've hardly ever had hair extensions in my life, maybe like two or three times, right? I used to get a relaxer all the time because I wanted my hair to be straight, which it did change the curl of my hair and made it more, not necessarily wavy, but it did like loosen up my curls. But now I wear my hair, naturally curly. I think we make a lot of decisions because we feel like if we change into those decisions, it's going to make us feel better about ourselves. But we have to make sure that those decisions aren't in the back end causing that destruction within ourselves. I absolutely hated the fact that when I looked at myself this morning that I was thinking those things. I've never been that kind of person. And the only difference was that I took off my eyelashes. So then, zoom out from this one topic, right? And look at your life as an overview, and look at what actions are you taking, or what are you thinking about yourself, your partner, your kids, your friends, that aren't you, that are because of a different decision that you made, right? So here's an example, because this will help make it make a little more sense. I have always been the person, I feel like, well, the majority of my friendships, I do all the work. The majority of my friendships in past and present, I'm the one asking to hang out. I'm the one checking on them. I'm the one making sure everything is okay, right? And then I stopped asking to hang out. I was like, I don't want to do that. So currently, well, recent past, I should say, it was like I always felt like I was the one checking on most of my other friends. I do have a few friends that are awesome and checking in with me and, saying how am I doing, and it's not a one-sided thing, and it's really showed me what friendships, like real friendships, are really like. But one of the things that frustrated me was that I was the one always making that action. Like, I can sit here right now in the moment that I'm recording this and think about 20 people who say they're my friends and have no idea what's going on in my life. And when I say friends, we're closer than just like hi, bye, love you, don't love you. Like, we're closer than that. We've gone through things together. I've helped them through a lot of things. They've been there for some of my things. And so it's closer than acquaintances. Like, they're good friends, right? They have no idea what's going on in my life. They have no idea if I'm in a mass depression and if I'm struggling. They have no idea if I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. They have no idea if I've turned a new leaf and I'm high on life and things are so freaking amazing. And, I just want to shout it from the rooftops. They have no clue. And that comes from, I guess I rewind to the action that I took to, I guess, foster those friendships, was checking in on them all the time. But most of the time, no one's checking in on me. And so that created this, one, animosity towards those people. And two, this, why am I not worth it? Why am I not good enough? Why don't I matter? And so I pulled back. I hit my version of like the lowest low depression at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. It's never been like that before in my life. I thought 2018, the beginning of 2018 was really bad, but nothing compared to the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Oh my gosh, I am so excited because my free Get Your Shift Together workshop is open for registration. In this workshop, you're going to discover the most powerful ways to shift from shit shows to pure soul connection. Prepare to release the shit. In this 5-day transformational workshop, you're going to learn how to free yourself of those superwoman expectations, release the guilt of not being able to be everything for everyone, and find yourself again. And just so you know, you do deserve to put yourself first without feeling guilty and reconnect with you. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this workshop. So to register, just go to getyourshifttogether.life. Again, that's getyourshifttogether.life. Can't wait to see you in there. And they had no idea. Now, one might say, well, why didn't you reach out to them and say, hey, like I'm struggling? Most people who are struggling don't do that, right? Most people who are having a hard time don't do that. That's where good friends come in. Now, the people who are, actively, talking to me, checking in on me, it's that give and take relationship. They all knew. But the people who are good friends had no fucking clue. And then when I did see them again, like, where you been, I haven't really seen you. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I hit this really, deep depression for me, and I was struggling and having a really hard time, and I just wasn't really hanging out with anybody or, anything like that. And you know what happened since then? I haven't been invited to anything. And I thought, that's interesting. You asked me where I've been. I told you I was struggling, and not one person has come back and said, hey, how you doing? No check-ins, no nothing. And I've always been the one doing that. So the small action was giving, not all of me, but taking that action to show them that they matter to me, but they're not taking that action to show that I matter to them. And it's not one or two people. It's a chunk of people. Now, I don't harbor that. It is what it is. It's whatever. If one of them listens to this, they'll know it's them. It would be really hard not to know whether or not it was you, right? Like they'll know. But my point in telling you that story isn't to make any of those people feel bad. They have their own lives. They're doing their own thing. They're making their own choices. And if their life and their own things and their whatever they're doing doesn't include me, that's absolutely their choice. So the small action I was taking was to show them that I cared on a regular basis, but they weren't showing me that they cared. And so that was hurting me inadvertently, not even realizing it till I took a step back and analyzed it. So that's one example. Another example is you do everything around your house. You say, everything's on my shoulders. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. I have to do that. If I don't do this, then it doesn't get done. If I don't do this, then it doesn't get done right. There's so much I have to do. And here and there, this and that, all of the things are on me. And so you say that, you live that way. But then on the flip side, it's destroying you. It's destroying you physically, mentally, emotionally, your soul. Like it's destroying everything. But the destruction is actually yours to own. The only reason why you're being destroyed in this way is because you won't relinquish control. And you are, screaming from the rooftops and making the belief be that if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. Or you have to do it because everybody else doesn't do it the right way, right? And so that's something, that action that you are taking, and some of it's small actions, right? Just the laundry, whatever. Or some of it's big actions, being the only one that cleans the house and cooks dinner like 98% of the time. Anything to do with the kids, it's mostly your job, 90-ish% of the time. Those are your choices that's destroying you. And so in all of it, it's about rewriting the story, from the eyelashes to the friendships that you have to the way you run your household. Not only is it rewriting the story, though, it's taking different actions. It's doing things differently. It's asking for help, explaining how doing it this way stops your stress level from going through the roof. So please do your best to do it this way. That will help me out in a lot of different ways. It's about putting on the mascara or not, and knowing that I'm beautiful. Like it doesn't matter that the eyelashes aren't long and luscious, right? The beauty that I am and have always been is still there physically. And inside, that does not define me. And I think that is the bigger lesson here, is that those things don't define you. The eyelashes don't define you. The makeup doesn't define you. You being, the best mom doesn't define you, because one day you being the best mom won't matter. One day you being the best wife won't matter. And what I mean by that is there comes this time in life where everything, I guess it is, comes full circle, where it's not as much about being the best mom. Now you're there to be a grandma. They don't need you to be a mom, or maybe you're not at grandma point. I feel like my kids at 15 and 12, they pretty much are their own person. They're responsible for themselves. I mean, I'm around to give them life lessons and, push them to greatness and make sure they're eating and showering and taking care of themselves, those basic things. But my children have got it. They're in their independent realm, and it's not about being the best mom now. It's about being there for them, with them, creating, the quality moments. Because of their ages, you don't get a ton of quality time. So creating those quality moments, because soon I'm going to miss those moments, right? So it's changing those definitions so that you can remove that pressure. That's my whole point here. What is your definition of a good friend or a close friend? I have a few people that I absolutely love. Now, this is quite interesting based off of what I said just a few minutes ago. I have a few people that I absolutely love. One I talk to religiously, like on a regular, almost daily basis. Another I talk to an every 2 to 4 week basis. And the other one, we're like intermittent, but our relationship is really tight. Now, in all three of these situations, I think the reason why I absolutely love them, and I know that they love me, is because I'm not pouring into them all the time and feeling like I don't matter to them. So, what I find interesting is that anytime I pour into these three people, they always give back. And if I'm like pouring my heart out. So when I say pour into, I'm like, how are you doing? What's going on? How's life? Da 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 da. And then maybe they say, things are hard, blah blah blah. And then it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm pouring into them, helping them, reconnecting, whatever. Now, if I'm pouring out my heart, like this is what I'm going through, I'm really frustrated, I'm so pissed off, whatever, 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 then every one of these people check on me. They want to make sure that I'm okay. They want to see if I need anything. And that, I think, makes all the difference. That helps me feel like I am important. And so I don't know why I like really am saying that, except for to say, with the other group of people, I can pour into them or pour my heart out to them, and it doesn't matter at all. And so I need to take different action for me to not feel destroyed. And then these three people, I can pour into them, pour my heart out to them, and I actually matter. I know that I'm important enough. I know that they would be here for me. I know that I could ask them for anything. I know that like I said, I matter to them, right? And so I'm going to spend my energy and my effort there. Here's another thing that I want to bring to the forefront. Spending your time, energy, and effort pouring into and out to people who just drain your energy, right? So that's the other thing. And you're like, and then you make all these excuses for them. I could make excuses for the other group of people. I could say whatever I want about those people and make excuses. Oh, they're too busy. They have kids. They have their own lives. They work, da 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 da. Yeah, we all do. So if you're important enough, right, people will make the time for you. There will be space for you. And if they find out that the reason why you weren't coming around was because you hit rock bottom, those people are definitely going to step the fuck up for you. But the challenge comes from, I don't know if this is human nature or what, but it comes from if people are, I guess, resisting or not being the best or not showing up for you or not pouring into you or out to you, you tend to chase them. Think about that. Who in your life are you chasing right now that doesn't ever chase you, There's not that reciprocation, right? Who are you chasing to make sure that they're okay, to show up for them, to take care of them, to be a good friend to them, right? That when the tables are turned, they're not there. Maybe it's a sister, maybe it's a mom, maybe it's a brother. It doesn't even have to be a friend, it could be a family member, right? You always know if you're taking the wrong action, if when you're all done, you end up feeling bad and making excuses for the other person or people. So, my whole start of this about the eyelashes and the self image all boils down to the small decisions that you make are either filling up your personal power, energy, battery bar, right? Or they're depleting that. And it's very important that you get very good at seeing the difference. What is filling you up and like making you feel so amazing, and what is taking away from you and depleting everything that you have? It can be activities, it can be people, it could be jobs or your job, right? It could be what you're volunteering to do. Anything that is depleting and not filling up your soul needs to go, needs to be edited, needs to be changed. If you're exhausted and you just feel like you have nothing left to give, look around at your life where you're giving in too many areas that other people can step up and help. And if you don't have anybody to step up and help, sit down and rearrange the budget, call in the money, tell the universe, I need this help. I need to hire somebody. I need the space and freedom. Please help me, right? Or, whoever you pray to, just ask for that help, but also start taking the action to get that housekeeper or yard lawn care person or snow removal, like whatever it is, so that you have that support and help, that babysitter, so that you can go on a date, or the babysitter so you can go have time to yourself, like whatever that is for you. Make those changes immediately. Make them within the next 24 hours. Make the decision to stop reaching out to the person or people that do not reciprocate. And I'm not talking about reciprocating at the same level as you, by the way, because that's going to be hard. If you're somebody like me, I'm usually going to pour into my friendships way more than I pour out to them. Like, I'm not usually going to be telling them what's wrong with me, what's going on with me, crying like a baby. Everything sucks. Everything is so hard. I can't deal with this. Da, 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 da. That's not usually my personality. It's usually that I'm helping other people through those things. So it's not about it being even, but it's about knowing that no matter what, you have that, right? You have those people you can depend on. They actually care and they do know what's going on with you and your life, right? And then those small actions that you're taking for or against yourself, that's creating this bad relationship with yourself, these negative self-talk patterns or things you feel like you need to have in order to feel a certain way about yourself. And be careful. There is a fine line between wearing makeup because you want to, which is usually my choice. Like, that's how I see it. Makeup because I want to, not because I need makeup. You don't want to see this face without it, makeup because you want to. To me, I look at that as like dressing up, as adding earrings, wearing nice shoes, taking my outfit up a notch. If I'm casual, I usually have no makeup on. So you see what I'm saying? Or there's levels of casual, right? So it's not something that defines me, but for some damn reason, those eyelashes made such a big difference. So be mindful of what it is in your life that is making those differences of how you feel about you that you created. Be mindful of those relationships that you have that are depleting you and you feel like you're constantly chasing those people, and it's time to let them go. You'll know it right now. You already know who they are because it's instant when I say that. And then what I want you to do is, start taking new actions for yourself. I'm going to Sephora. I decided I don't want to shop online. I'm going to Sephora and I'm buying my glitter eyeliner. I love that stuff. It ain't about the way I look. I just love it. I think it's so awesome. It's not about how it highlights my eyes or makes me feel better about myself. I just think glitter eyeliner is badass and I miss wearing it. I miss my photo finish pour stuff that goes under my makeup because it makes my face makeup look freaking flawless. I miss that. Just an extra step for my makeup to look amazing, right? Which I don't wear often. I probably do a full face of makeup once every 2 or 3 months. I don't know that I miss doing eyeshadow though. I don't know that I miss that. I'm excited to go and be able to do this again because it's something that I've missed for so long. I hope that today's episode has brought things to light for you, because this was, just a real raw experience that happened, with me. And I'm like, you know what? I absolutely have to share that. So as I always say, make sure that you are saying yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. Give yourself some grace. And it's always about progress, not perfection. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Soul Fire podcast. I truly appreciate you taking out your time to be here. I would love it if you would subscribe and share. And at the end of each episode, head over to community.soulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.soulhealingzone.com. And share with me, what was your number one takeaway? What really connected with you? What got your fire lit? What was something that you absolutely loved about this episode? I cannot wait to continue creating more episodes with you, connecting with you, and helping you through this journey on this thing called life. I'll see you later.